All right. The Arrow podcast. Let's jump into this most recent Falcons versus Chiefs games, fellas.
Red and gold. Red and gold. Red and gold.
All right. The Arrow podcast. Like, subscribe, comment, hit that notification bell. Anyways, guys, let's jump right into this thing. Look, for one, everybody's probably asking, is there something wrong with Patrick Mahomes at this point? We'll get into that. But one, I wanted to go over first, Wanya Morris did a heck of a job, but Wanya Morris has done that before. He has come in and done a good job, and then it's inconsistent. Now, this is his first time starting as a second-year player, so we shall see moving forward how that goes. But for the most part, the offensive line looked good yesterday. Now, the offensive line in the previous two games was not looking good. First, it was the left side, it was the right side, whatever. The offensive line wasn't looking too well. They looked good last night, and Wanya Morris looked good, and we'll give him that. And we will see moving forward as far as that left tackle position. Now, the receivers, Xavier Worthy, guys, is coming along slow. Give him some time, guys. I'm not worried about it remotely. Guys, don't forget Rashee Rice had his issues, definitely with drops in the beginning of his rookie season when he first started last year. Well, not necessarily started, but when he got a few snaps here and there last year in the beginning of the season, and look how he turned out. Speaking on Rashee Rice, he looked very well last night as well. Like I said, he is obviously by far the number one option and will be going forth. So that looked good. Now, let's get into Patrick Mahomes, guys. Patrick Mahomes, there's nothing wrong with Patrick Mahomes. That interception was an interception, guys, that we have seen on multiple occasions.
This play 17 of the opening Chiefs drive. Falcons bring pressure. Mahomes lost it. It's intercepted. Unbelievable Justin Simmons. That is the fourth straight game he's picked Mahomes. It's
from last year. Now, it is a little annoying. Trust me, guys. That is probably why it took me a second to do this video. I couldn't have done this video right after the game. If you guys know, these nail-biting, cheek-clenching games are getting annoying. If we would just stop shooting ourselves in the foot. You know, Travis Kielce doesn't get that ball knocked out of his hands. Rashee Rice catches the ball on that third down, makes it a first down. Mahomes doesn't throw an interception. We get 3 points at least. So, guys, what I see is happening is Mahomes is still feeling everybody out, guys. Remember the last two games, he was still kind of running for his life. Yes, the last two games, he was running for his life. So, he's probably not necessarily comfortable with that left tackle position, guys. If you don't know, I mean, if you're not sure entirely that someone's going to hold their block, then you're going to be a little flustered, you know, when you see pressure or you know pressure's coming or whatnot. So he's not sure. Then on top of that, guys, his stats look a little bad due to, I would say, a few people not running the correct routes and not necessarily catching the ball. It wasn't that many drops, but there were a few in key moments and key situations, which is kind of annoying because it's showing up, you know, now. And it's only because of last year, guys, that we have these feelings. If you're part of Chiefs Kingdom, when one person can drop the ball and you're like, no, Kadarius Toney all over again. But we just gotta pump the brakes, guys. It's the beginning of the season. We're 3-0. It seems like it's been a minute since we've been 3-0 because we seem to lose these kind of games early last year or the year before. So take it with a grain of salt, guys. These little kinks will get worked out. Xavier Worthy will come along. Carson Steele did his thing, 72 yards. By the way, Rashee Rice had 110 yards, which was his highest for, his career, which applauded that. But we all knew that was coming, right, guys? Because you're watching the Arrow podcast. Anyways, so Xavier Worthy will come along, guys. I know it's slowly, but it will be surely. I promise you that. Now, there was a crosser where he kind of stopped, and Mahomes, definitely on that last drive that we really needed, where he just kind of stopped running. But I think he got confused. I would say Xavier Worthy ran the wrong route, but we don't necessarily know. Either way, in my eyes, Xavier Worthy looked to his right, seen someone running the same exact route, and was like, oh, well, I'll let him get the ball. And Mahomes, they just weren't on the same page. It was a dumpster fire, guys. That play was a dumpster fire. So who knows what necessarily went on. I am going to say Xavier Worthy probably ran the wrong route in my eye. But then again, we don't necessarily know. It could have been Rashee Rice. We don't know. So long story short, he shouldn't have stopped. You know what I mean? He shouldn't have stopped. So now, but guys, I'm not going to say, oh, is something wrong with Travis Kielce, something wrong with Rashee Rice. Look, guys, personally, I think that they're not maybe necessarily doing it on purpose. But, guys, Travis Kielce is getting double-teamed and bracket covered every single game. So Mahomes is starting to realize and figure out that, hey, this can't be another season where we just completely depend on Travis Kielce, man. And with the fact of the matter is he's getting older. Once again, I think it's somewhat of a show, guys. I think that Travis Kielce and Patrick Mahomes are going to turn up mid-season and going forth. Because, guys, why not? If you don't want stuff on film. You don't want certain stuff on film, right? And, you got Travis Kielce on this podcast saying, yeah, I got to do a better job, I'm going to get the ball. And then you got Patrick Mahomes saying, oh, I got to throw 87 the ball more, Well, teams and coaches are probably watching them and probably like, hey, let's keep double teaming them. And that way, Rashee Rice, everyone else is going to keep eating. Now I will say something else too, man. Our running game looks way better than last year. Guys, when Kareem Hunt takes the field, you'll see next game when Kareem Hunt takes the field, it's going to be awesome, guys. It's going to be a bloodbath for the Chargers. The Chargers I think they're going to get ran over. And I would not just the Chargers, but our interior offensive line looks ridiculous, guys, in these run schemes. We're doing a heck of a job. I've never seen 3 games in a row. I've never seen blocks and holes and gaps this wide for our running backs to get through. So moving forward, I do think that we have figured out, which is to me dangerous, as far as our run block scheme, because if we continue to block like this in the run game, we're going to figure the pass game out, guys. That's a fact. Mahomes is Mahomes at the end of the day, guys. We all know. So, long story short, guys, nothing is wrong with Mahomes. Mahomes is just trying to feel everything out, trying to get Xavier Worthy going at the same time. Not entirely sure as far as that pass protection, definitely that left tackle position. And we've all seen this before, guys. He's done it so many times. Now, I will admit that usually it's later and not early. Usually he does this later on. But what if it's now flipped, fellas? What if this is something early that gets better over time, like we've seen every single year? That's more dangerous, guys. Now, a couple scares there. Nick Bolton going down pretty much dropped my heart. He ended up finishing the game. And speaking of Nick Bolton, let's go ahead and move over to the defense. Now, the defense played tremendous. Our corners still make me punch the air. You know what I mean? Sometimes I'm like, yeah. The broken coverages is egregious, but I can't have that conversation right now. I can't have that rant because our defense won the game. So unfortunately, that will be for another day. But I'm sure you guys will be hearing me ranting about these other corners outside of Trent McDuffie. Shamari Connor is still kind of up and down, but to me, I think he's going to be one of the breakout guys once he gets his feet under himself. Once he gets his, technique situated, once he gets a little bit more feel for the game as far as starting and playing a little bit more snaps, definitely than he played last year. Linebackers looked definitely better. Nick Bolton, not seeing him in coverage is lovely. Look at what Nick Bolton did yesterday, guys. He destroyed the Falcons, guys. He destroyed the Falcons. So now, because he's not in coverage so much, everyone's not like, oh, it's Nick Bolton. No, guys. No, Nick Bolton is the truth. He just doesn't necessarily belong in coverage that much. You can put him in every now and then, but not that much, guys. He's not a covering linebacker. What he did last night, is what he does. That's why he won the game.
Robinson stopped in the backfield by Bolton.
But it wasn't just him, guys. On that play, go watch Leo Chanel. Leo Chanel pushes the tackle in almost 5 yards into the backfield, which makes Bijan Robinson, Bijan, the running back for the Falcons. It makes him kind of come back and loop around, which then makes, obviously, Nick Bolton shoot that gap and crush and take the soul out of the Falcons. But Leo Chanel set that up, guys. So Leo Chanel, once again, is a monster and is emerging, guys. So we got Leo Chanel, Shamari Connor emerging. Period. Now, outside of that, So, Drew Tranquill looks a little slow. He looks a little unsure, but Drew Tranquill is Drew Tranquill. I think he'll be fine moving forward. Our defense, point blank period, looked very solid last night. Those 2 touchdowns shouldn't have happened. I really truly wonder what it would have been, because those were obviously 2 broken down coverage touchdowns. Period. They got lucky. And to my flat earthers and conspiracy theorists, the 4 flags on one drive, a possible game-winning drive. How do you guys feel about that? Is it still, the refs are the Chiefs, the refs they pay the refs, and flat earthers, conspiracy theorists? What do you guys think of that? Interesting. Let me know down in the comments. We accept everyone. I'm pretty sure you guys are here somewhere. Anyways, that was crazy, guys. My jaw was dropped, that entire sequence. That whole drive, guys, my jaw was dropped. I was definitely punching the air while my cheeks were clenched. Now, my finger. Now, picture that, guys. I am really, truly becoming irritable with these self-inflicted, nail-biting games. Falcons got lucky. They didn't get, I wouldn't say destroyed, but that it wasn't a comfortable win. Bengals got lucky. We didn't comfortably win. It's just what we do now, guys. It's just what we do now. Chiefs just have nail-biting games 24/7, guys. I don't know. That's why I truly do wish we still had Hollywood Brown. But Kareem Hunt is going to change things. Now, Carson Steele did his thing. But to have two of them, to have Kareem Hunt and Carson Steele, oh my gosh. They would have definitely been the Mighty Duck Bash brothers on the field last night, guys. We would have been seeing the Flying D formation all over the field if Kareem Hunt was playing. And I promise you, when he does next week against the Chargers, it's going to be a different dynamic, guys. Because those safeties, everyone's going to have to come up. Okay? With Kareem Hunt and Carson Steele, you're not going to be able to sit back there and drop 8 people every single down, every single game, every single play, guys. You're not going to be able to do that. So that's how people are playing this, guys. They're dropping the whole team. I mean, it's hard. And that's another thing you got to remember, guys. Patrick Mahomes is having to deal with people, 7, 8 people dropping back. A minimum of 6 dropping back every single play, guys. That's what he has to deal with. So we'll just run the ball. That's that simple. But as a whole, a win's a win. Special teams did their thing. Defense did their thing. Offense was pretty terrible. Point blank. It was trash. But they'll get it fixed. It's Patrick Mahomes. We've seen this numerous of times, guys. So we don't be that guy that's, is something wrong with Mahomes? Travis Kielce's old. Don't be that guy, guys. Trust me. We'll figure it out. When Kareem Hunt steps on the field, guys, watch. Just wait and see. But that's all I got. The Arrow Podcast. Like, subscribe, comment, hit that notification bell. And this is Victory Monday.
Yeah, we running out of time. Won't fly, catch me in the end.